Hey, Michael, Kenneth, Ken, Mike, Tim, John, Pete, Sue, Bill, or George, anything but Sue. How you doing, man? Can't hear you. You can't hear me? Let me see if Tim, can you? No, Tim's still connecting. See if Anthony can hear me. Anthony, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Tim,
I can hear you.
Tim, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Don?
I can hear you both loud and clear. It's not working for Ken. Ken, I don't know if you can hear me. You said you can't hear me. Look at the chat. Just send him a sign. Hey, Dave.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. Mike can't hear us.
Good.
Everybody, good to see you. Good group. Matt is out at a VFW meeting, will not be here. It's a scary thought. He's leaving me to run on my own. So 3, 6. Okay, he dropped off. How's everybody doing? How was your holidays?
Oh, good.
Yeah, you guys do anything special?
Yeah, pretty normal.
Pretty normal. Okay. Ken, you can hear us now?
Yeah, I think we're there.
Good. Okay. Good. So anybody travel away from home for the holiday?
No.
Nope. Stayed home. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Anybody get something really fun for Christmas?
Cowboys won.
Yeah, there you go. Because that's becoming more and more common now.
Cowboys winning, yeah,
Yeah. That's probably a good thing, huh?
of course.
You hate to
We
see the
beat the
pack.
Wine Eagle wine.
Yeah.
Wine Eagle wine.
Yeah. Hate to see the Packers have to win 5 in a row just to make the last spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't think the Eagles will lose to the Giants, so
No. Is Hurt going to play this week?
nope.
No, he's still out. Huh? Man.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one. God, isn't it so interesting how a quarterback means so much? One player out of 22 or out of 53. It's like make or break. How sad it is we don't have star backup quarterbacks on every team. That just freaks me out. I mean, Green Bay's backup is a guy in his 3rd year who has hardly played like in 3 games in 3 years, and not even hardly full games. Tim,
Quality backups cost too much money. I'm a
Yeah.
I'm a Saints fan, and a couple of years back we had Bridgewater was the backup at 7 million a year, and then he left, right? Because he could start for Carolina, but that was pretty cheap for a good backup.
Yeah. Yeah. But a good backup can make or break you. I mean, look at Green Bay. They had one year where was it the fourth or fifth game?
Yeah, but
Rodgers
that's a
broke his
lot of money.
collarbone.
That's a lot of money for a cheerleader sitting on the sideline.
Yeah. It's an insurance policy though, right?
Yeah, but still,
Yeah. And the Cowboys had Andy Dalton.
he
Guys are-
he is a damn good Bengal.
Yeah.
Still a damn good Bengal.
I like the way you say that.
Mm,
All right. Hey, I was not here last time. So I had gone to bed during the previous one because I had the flu and it just was kicking my butt. So I don't know who was in the spotlight in this group 2 weeks ago. And Matt is at a VFW meeting picking up a check from the VFW for MTR, which is really cool. He's been working that relationship for quite a while. So does anybody remember what the spotlight was last time and who was in it?
We didn't do the spotlight. We just did like a round robin type. I think we just had one discussion and we all added to it. We didn't do like a spotlight.
You remember what the topic was?
It was dealing with kids, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the kids and
Yeah,
the
challenges
how
with be with parents and being parenthood and
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody get something to take away from it and that they were able to work on for 3 weeks that helped them?
I did, yeah. I've been one of my New Year's resolutions was to improve my relationship with my daughter. It's been going great, so uh less yelling and more understanding of a teenager.
There you
A
go.
lot more biting my tongue and trying to understand why she thinks she's always right. But it's been going good though.
She's fairly stubborn.
Extremely.
Yeah, my daughter's
So,
that way too.
yeah. But hey, it's working. So I hope to
Good.
continue this throughout the year and going forward, just kind of taking a step back because butting heads together is not working. So I'm trying a different approach this year.
Yeah, the education moment is going to ring for you then. And this is what we're going to talk about tonight. Anybody else? Parents getting along.
I'm empty nested. I love empty nesting. That's great.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you don't have kids though, right?
Oh, they're far enough away
But they're
where
grown up.
they got a call.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to get ours to call. So sharing the life of the grandkids, right?
Yeah.
So anybody else? It's one of those things that we like to emphasize because we have these conversations for a reason, right? It's not just for the person that brings it up. Sometimes it applies to every one of us. And so I hope you're always thinking into how does this apply to me? How can I benefit from the conversation? So it usually does. I know it does for me. Here I am a disc consultant, not just a trainer, but a consultant. And I keep learning more and more every time I do one of these debriefs to you guys and start looking at people I deal with. And how do I apply it? And I keep learning more and more about it and keep improving relationships. All right, let me jump into the education moment. And like I said, it's going to ring with what we're going to talk about. Let's see where I can find my slides. A lot of times we talk about goals and resolutions, and I'm not talking goals and resolutions tonight. I want to make that clear. But there are things that we need to think about, ways to improve our life. But a lot of times we don't end up doing them. One, we're not specific enough. Had a gentleman the other night on LinkedIn. He says, I just want to be a little bit better. What does that mean? Right? I want to be a little bit better. What actions are you going to take? So we're not specific enough. So we see something that's not right in our life, but we don't know what action to take. Sometimes it's not my goal. It's not a compelling reason. Just had Sean in our previous group said he had all kinds of resolutions years before, but he set one last year to transition well. And in fact, it was about his family and being involved in family. And he had a compelling reason because he knew he was going to live with that for 20 years. So he did really well in it. Sometimes it's not action oriented. We don't know what we're going to do. It's kind of like that little bit better, but could be like just improve the diet. What is it about the diet that's wrong? Is it too many calories, not enough protein, not the right vitamins? What is it? Maybe it's too much processed food these days. And then we don't put it in our schedule. Where does it fit? How does it blend with others? What else moves out? Zig Ziglar and his son now, Tom Ziglar, they talk about, and others, replacing really good habits with even better habits to be able to get there. Here's a tool I use. I just want to apply this, just explain this to you guys and see if it would be value to you. What we do is it's called Wheel of Life. And you can see the different pies around the circle. And what you do is you rate yourself subjectively in each one of those areas: career, money, health, etc. And you start 0 in the middle, 10 on the outside. And you just kind of gut feel, where do you think you are in those? And you can always change out the things on the outside. Like when I evaluated myself, spirit, I replaced physical environment with spiritual because that's important to me. But you can see how I rated myself. And I don't feel I'm doing pretty good on money, pretty good on fun and recreation. My wife and I are really spending time on camping and using the travel trailer. But there's other areas that I need work on, right? The career, particularly for MTR. I was just talking about fundraising for MTR. That's going to be a huge focus area for us. Doing career transition with non-military folks is a big thing I want to do. My health with my knees. In fact, I was on crutches yesterday with a hip problem. Seeing the doctor tomorrow. So it's not just knees, but it's kind of whole legs, arthritis and everything else. So there's things that I want to work on. So that gives me a good feel for what are those things that just aren't right that I can improve on. And you notice career is only one slice of the pie, because what we normally do is we always focus on a career. What do I need to do there? And a lot of times I've seen that we end up working really long hours because we have huge goals in this area and we sacrifice everything else. And I hear a lot of people telling me when they're transitioning out, they're burnt out. I haven't spent any time with my wife, my kids, don't have a hobby. I'm not getting to the gym. I'm overweight because we solely focus in on career. I also have, and I'm going to put this out on Slack and I'm going to send it out in an email to you guys tomorrow. But there's also this kind of a quiz. It's about 8 pages long, different areas. One of them is work. It has 20 questions. You can evaluate yourself, right? Do I love my work? Do I feel on purpose? Am I highly compensated? Am I at the top of my game? Do I enjoy the people I work with? On Tuesday's class, this gentleman came up with 5 things. And one of them was, am I feel like I'm getting the right money? Am I enjoying the role? Am I enjoying the people I'm working with? Am I enjoying the location I'm in? And there was a 5th one. Anyway, he kind of evaluates it that way. So this is kind of that way. It just helps you evaluate some things and get you thinking about where you're at. I evaluated myself on work. I got 14 out of 20. Am I feeling well compensated? Well, we're not getting our fundraising up, so therefore we're not getting paid for all the things we're doing. I'm at the top of my game. There's always more to learn in this transition business. Do I overwork? Yep. Overdo projects? Yep. Rarely bring homework? Nope. I do that. So I like this last one. My work does not consume my personal conversations. My wife will tell me some nights, this is a non-MTR date. You can't bring it up. That was telling. So you go through and you I think it's 100 questions, 5 areas. Might be more than that, but anyway, you get a score. And what I did is I pulled some of those out, right? I want to do this career transition, work with non-military, get the funding for MTR, get back into a Bible study. You saw back here, I was short and spiritual. I'm reading, but I'm not studying with other men or other couples. So I got to get into a study and an investing focus for a year like we just had, making sure I'm making the right decisions. So anyway, this is a couple tools that you can use to kind of focus in on what things are not feeling right and what things do you need to work on as you go forward. It's not always about resolutions. Too often resolutions, we follow the crowd, right? Everybody's going to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym. Everybody's going to do something. I'm going to go do it. But what is it for you that doesn't feel right? What are your thoughts on that? Would that help you? And the hush fell over the crowd.
Yeah, I would.
Everybody was waiting for the ball.
Hey, I think I'm very interested looking at some of those slides. So I've never actually seen that Wheel of Life from John Maxwell, but I actually have something that I thought I created for me, and I call it the 5 pillars of life. And a lot of the
Okay.
things I have in there are very similar to that. So for mine is career, finances, education, family, and health, both physical and mental. Those are for me and my family. I call the 5 pillars of life that I rotate everything around. So
There you
tying
go.
back to the when you set those resolutions and stuff, every year we set our resolution under those 5 pillars of life for us. So make sure they're specific, and also, schedule is very important. So we write our goals on a board, and the board is in the living room. So we have to see it every day.
Oh,
So
wow.
every day we walk past it, we have to see it, you know what I mean? And it keeps reminding us. So those days when we don't feel like going to the gym, or we don't feel like working on the family, or we don't feel like, we look at our goals and we're like, hey, we got to keep going to get towards it. And it's been working a lot for us
Yeah.
over the last couple of years, and just each year, just getting better. So I just thought it was very interesting, that my 5 pillars of life was very similar to the Wheel of Life from John Maxwell.
Yeah. Yeah. Very similar. I love it. I love two things you just said. We sounds like you and your wife, or you and your whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times do we create our own resolutions and we don't coordinate with the spouse who has to go through it with us? Right. Because if we're gonna go to the gym 2 hours a day, guess what? Wife is sacrificing something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we've got to be on point with us. Otherwise it becomes a problem. Yeah. Anybody else? So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to get this out on Slack. I'm going to send it via email so you guys will have it. And if it works for you, it's just a tool. And one thing I wanted to highlight, you can change this around and use it for change all of them. Maybe this is your resume. This is your LinkedIn profile. This is how you're networking. This is your elevator pitch. This is your interviewing skills, right? You can have different areas and say, where do I feel like I'm at where I need to be in each of these? Maybe resume's up to an 8, but your LinkedIn's at a 5, or vice versa. Maybe your elevator pitch is at a 2. So the question comes is, what do I need to be working on? Because sometimes we can work so hard on LinkedIn, just to pick one, that we got it like at a 9.5, but maybe our resume is at a 4. And does that mean we should probably stop trying to make this one perfect and get this one up to somewhere near adequate, near good? So it can be a tool to help you. You can do it in business if you're become an entrepreneur, or even at work, right? Maybe this is your advertisement. This is your marketing. This is your business planning. This is your client acquisition. This is your client performance. How are you doing in the different areas to help you figure out where you want to go? You can use this in a lot of different ways. So just want to throw that out there.
Hey, Don, can I
Sure.
add one thing on that too?
Please.
I did the Wheel of Life with somebody, a mentor of mine, and he told me to look out 5 years and look at what do I want my Wheel of Life to be in 5 years, and write down like, what does that consist of? Then look out 10 years. And that really helped me just like start picturing my life and like all the intricacies and the details and everything. So
I love that. Because it's one thing to see where you feel like you're falling short now, but where do you want to be? What actions you want to take? Right. I did that with my finances. You saw that was one of my high ones, but I started that back in '86. So I was 36 some years ago, and start setting goals. I want it to be here. I want it to be here. I want it to be here. And stock market in the last 10 years went really well until this year. So it helped me get there. But I was making the right decisions along the way. Otherwise it wouldn't work for me. So I love that. All right. Well, if you have any questions as we go forward on how to implement it, let me know. It's one of those things I posted on LinkedIn just a little bit ago about this between our 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. A couple of people added questions, and somebody said, I think it was Antran, and he said, sometimes it's easy to write down and understand, but it's not so easy to implement. you start applying some of these things. So, all right, let's go to wins and challenges. Okay, sent me a note. Okay, let's go to wins and challenges. Who would like to start? Otherwise, I'll start at the top with Tim. Last 3 weeks. What
Start with me. Okay.
stuff you committed on? How'd you do?
Well, not great. I was so in the last meeting, had a couple of goals. I guess one of the wins is I did sign up for and get into a 4-block cohort.
All right.
So it's not, unfortunately, not the one in DC, because I procrastinated a little bit too long before doing it. So the cohort was full, but in a virtual global cohort had a meeting with one of the guys about a week ago or so, but I'm actually in, so I'll start, I think, about a month. The cohort will start.
Who's the head instructor? Do you know?
Actually, he knows you, Bernard.
Yeah, I'm in that one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I've
Yeah,
coached
so the
in that one
global
for 2 years now. 4 sets, 4
Okay.
sessions. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I got to go back. I have so many dates running through my head. I'm trying to remember which date it starts, but I think it was the end of February into April. So,
Yep.
So that's probably the biggest win. I mean, I've had some pretty good phone calls with folks over the last few weeks. Just more informational interviews and stuff like that with some folks, and had a couple of people reach out to me that I hadn't talked to in a while. Actually noticed some stuff and scheduled some things with them as well. So so that's all positive. The challenge has been, I think last time I talked about finishing the PMP exam stuff, or the prep. I still haven't finished my application, so I need to finish that, so I can get it in and get a seat and try to take the exam by springtime.
Yeah.
And then the feedback that you and Derek and a few other folks gave me back on the insurance, I appreciate. I'm starting to work on scheduling those phone calls and getting something in. I gotta get something in place before I proceed too close to the VA claim submission period in the summer.
I would say before you go to the doctor, because they're going to look at your records too. So it could be a
Yeah,
bit-
so I've been going some. I mean, there's some stuff that's just in my record. It is what it is. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think I have anything too earth shattering in there yet. Hopefully, but we'll see. So that's kind of where I am right now.
Excellent. Excellent. And you're starting to come now to what, 6-8 months away?
I have the resume drop for the Hiring Our Heroes in June for that August cohort. So hopefully I'll get a position through that in August. My replacement will be on deck in July.
Oh, good.
So by the beginning of August, I'll be pretty fully extracted, I think, even if I'm not in one for some reason. But then I can use those few months to do VA stuff,
Yeah.
if I need to, I guess, right? I won't waste the time, but I won't have to be in the puzzle palace every day.
There you go. That's good.
Which was great today, because my replacement was actually in town on leave, and he was supposed to come by, and he got to the visitor center and they're like, it's not approved. So I called down. I was like, we submitted this a few days ago. Like, oh yeah, our system's down and we can't let anybody in. So he metroed all the way in, and I couldn't even see him today. So
All right. No, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But hey, things are looking up. I love it.
well, it's getting closer, which again is a scary situation, right? So we'll see.
Yeah. Be
Well, the
confident.
Figure
good
something out.
part about that is now he sees what the zoo's all about, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
the
well,
replacement. Yeah.
yeah, that's okay.
Let's screw the
I'm the
replacement over.
I'm the Ock field manager, so if he drops his retirement papers, I'll just figure out a way to deny that, and he can't go anywhere. So
There you go. All right. Thanks for the update. Anthony, how'd you do the last 3 weeks?
I did good. I got my VA claim submitted, so that's in process. So got it done 180 days out from my retirement date.
All right.
So I had some other medical stuff kind of come up now. So I got to talk to my VSO that I use to see if I can still add to it, because I had some arthritis testing getting done. They're checking me for rheumatoid arthritis because I got a lot of pain in a lot of joints. So I'm going to see if that's the case. I'm still kind of seeking treatment for that. But it's going good. With the city of Tucson, supposed to start the hiring our heroes on the 9th. I say supposed to because I have a verbal confirmation that it's approved, but I yet to have a piece of paper with a signature on it. So a bit frustrating, but I'm very hopeful that I will have it tomorrow so I can get it to the program manager. But I'll probably be contacting them tomorrow to let them know what the deal is. But I do have a backup plan. Hopefully if this falls through for whatever reason, because I'm down to like the last minute, which is frustrating as all get up. But the city of Tucson does have their own skill bridge. So if for whatever reason that this piece of paper that's supposedly signed and approved doesn't get in my email for whatever reason, if I can get it to the people that I need to, then I'll probably start working that. But
Good.
it's a bit frustrating, but I'm trying to stay hopeful on it. But on a good note, I had another organization, TEP, reach out to me, interested in me as well. So I told them, well, I'm going with the city of Tucson. So, there's opportunities out there. I told them that, I appreciate that. I pretty much had to make a decision on Cohort, but I still will be obviously seeking employment and will consider them for employment as well down the road. So,
Good for you. Yeah, keep
that's
them warm, right? Keep them hot.
So yeah, basically, and just kind of said, well, and she had explained to me a little bit of their process, so that's good. So which is a electric company, Tucson Electric Power. So anyways, but yeah, so had a good holidays and everything. Spent a lot of time with the family and New Year's and stuff. Didn't go anywhere. So anyways, it's good to see you all.
Good deal. Good job. Good positive. Deandro.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Hopefully everybody had a happy new year as well. Spent some quality time with family as well. My parents came down to visit as well. So recently, earlier today, attended a federal resume development webinar for about 2 hours. So good information, got a lot of, I call it golden nuggets, to put in my toolkit. And then I have an informational interview tomorrow with one of the government companies that I'm looking at as a potential going to work for as well. So I got that set up tomorrow. And then my key thing is just the challenge of being able to just convert all of my military skills into the civilian roles that I'm interested in for the government side. So that's one thing I'm working on. I've been working on it the rest of the evening after the 2-hour webinar. So I should have about 90% before my meeting tomorrow with the HR person from that company as well.
Who led the workshop today?
It was Brock Young.
Is that the name of the person or the company?
Yeah, that's the name of the person.
Brock.
Yeah, he's based out of, I believe, San Francisco, but he got out. He used to be in the Army, got out, and then obviously went into the government roles, and obviously he's been very successful for that transition process. So it was very informative today. Yeah.
Okay, David's shaking his head up and down, so you must know him.
Yeah, I've spoken to Brock quite a few times. He's very helpful, and when it comes to federal resume and the federal positions, he's a go-to.
Okay. I know Nick had a POC that he was working with before. Is that the same guy? No. Okay, different. Okay.
Now, I was working with Scott Rather out of Scott Air Force Base.
Okay. Oh, good. Neat stuff. I'm glad you got somebody who's competent. There's a lot of uncompetent people on that side. So Anything else, Deandra?
No, that's it.
That's
Just
good.
focus on that and just narrowing it down as I continue to work through this final transition piece here. Just make sure I'm well informed so I can make some informed decisions.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire, isn't it?
Yes.
Exciting. Nick, how about you?
Evening, everybody. I was exchanging emails earlier today with the person that wants me to come work for them at the Corps of Engineers. Sounds like I should have a tentative offer this week or next because they want me in the office to be back at work before my terminal leave runs out February 1st. So they definitely want me, and they're pushing for it, and they want me to do the exact same job I already did for them for 3 years. So should be able to justify that I'm qualified for it.
That's right. Well, good. Congrats. That's good.
Congrats.
That's been a long time coming.
Yeah, that's great news. I submitted my VA claim. I'm a little nervous about that. You know, the VSO I'm working with here didn't really provide much support. You know, they said everything looks good, but they really kind of left it on me to do it myself and send it to them, and they pushed it onto the VA. They didn't really provide anything. So I'm a little worried on that. But it is submitted. And I'm also working through getting life insurance. That's a little bit of a challenge to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nick, what are you worried about on your submittal for your claim, your VA claim? What are you worried about? Just
You
curious.
know, so I'm working with the DAV, and they told me they wouldn't even talk to me without me joining. So I joined, and then they said they wouldn't see me in person unless I sent them all my documents for them to review. And so then they asked multiple times. I sent them all the information, and they just pushed it straight to the VA and said it looks good. So I'm just worried I didn't claim everything I could, that
It's okay.
that I'm missing something somewhere.
Yeah, but okay. So the good thing about it is, what they really want, once you get that rating, that's your start point. Okay. Because you get it, once you get your rating, now you can really begin to turn the wheels, because you can change that, get that rating changed.
Okay.
I myself, I retired in 2004, and I've had mine up 4 times. Been long, and I've always won. So, and the last one I got my 100% rating. I got 23 screws and plates in my neck and blah, blah, all that good stuff. But let me tell you, that's the golden child right there. I didn't know how much, and the guy who turned on me was a special ops guy who turned me on to it and how to get into it. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, until you get that first rating, and then see where it takes you from there. There's a lot of people out there that can work with it. So I wouldn't sweat it that much, because all your records, what I did, I went and got a copy of every freaking thing I did. I don't care if I got a Band-Aid. I've got it in my records. I have my own hard copy that I set somewhere. I have that just in case. And when they submitted my stuff, I went through it with a fine-tooth comb, and believe it or not, everything got transitioned over. So I wasn't losing anything. So I'm just telling you, I wouldn't worry about it that much. It's that first rating is going to tell you where you need to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you can. Did you go through 38 CFR? We've been talking about that.
I've been going through it for 3 years.
There you go. So I can't think of any other better source document than that to walk through it. I wish I would have known about that 13 years ago, or 8 months ago when I started my review. So good. Mike, thanks for your thanks for your chat message. I'll definitely give you a call.
Yeah, give me a call later on that.
Yeah.
So after 3 months of Harmswagon, I signed the offer letter with this company, and I'll be in Atlanta onboarding with them on the 16th. I'll be with them all week, so I won't be on the call on the 19th, I guess. So I'll be out in Atlanta starting with them, and it's doing what I used to do before, as far as I know, but on a bigger level. That's fine. Instead of just Texas, I'll be doing all 50 states. So
Was that the company
Working.
you were looking at before last meeting that you mentioned?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Great.
Communications back in that again, pushing it to the Uncle Sugar.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Now I can afford the house that I'm building.
There you go. Are you still going to be here? Or are you moving out there?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm here because it's 50 to 75% time travel. That's fine with me. Wife and I say, go live out of a suitcase. We don't care. Kids are gone. We're empty nested. So, hey, fine with me. Sitting in an airport is sitting in an airport on somebody else's dime.
Yep. Earning frequent flyer miles.
That's fine with me.
There you go. Any challenges?
Yeah, just trying to make sure that I don't really fully understand how the company works yet. And what I have envisioned and what they have envisioned, I got to see where that's going to clash. And I'll know a lot of that after that week I spent out there in Atlanta. Atlanta is the home base.
And
So.
what week is that you go?
I'll be there the 15th through Sunday through Saturday.
15th through 20.
All week.
Okay. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Carlton, wins and challenges.
Good evening, team. Wins. So the military baby leave got a increase to three months. So that helps out my transition because I have 12 weeks starting mid-March.
Wow.
So it's a big increase. It's great for the individual, I think. So
Yeah, I saw that today in the
I
news.
kind of
Wow.
luck out. So I think it's great for me, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know about the unit, but we'll see. So I'll have that. My wife's been interviewing for positions where we plan to move to, and she's working on a contract right now. So that's pretty good. So
All right.
everything's looking up there. I've worked on my resumes, and I applied for a couple federal jobs. One I was interested in, and since I got everything uploaded on USA Jobs, there was a similar job that I just applied for as well. So mainly I'm just seeing what I get from that. But the one that I was interested in, I did an informational interview with the hiring manager, and
Mhm.
they sounded pretty interested because they're looking for people. So yeah, everything. Challenges. I have a project management course in about 3 weeks, and then just planning the move back to Michigan with the baby and my terminal, just because I'm only going to have for my baby leave, I'm only going to have about a week to out process, and then I go on my terminal leave. So I'm going to have to do a lot of my out processing while I'm on my extended baby leave. So just planning on when we want to move for when my wife's job starts.
Well, good.
So.
Good. Tell you what, man, I am so jealous about some of these things that are happening. SkillBridge one for you guys, SkillBridge, Hiring Heroes, all those opportunities. Now the baby leave. When I was in the Pentagon, we had a guy who got was it 4 weeks or 6 weeks? Now it's up to 12 weeks. That's I think I had 2 days. And my boss said, "Hey, while you're on 2 days leave, why don't you do these things?" I was like, really?
And that was Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah, probably.
Those
Yeah,
those two.
that's right. This is exciting.
Mhm.
All right, David, bring us home. Wins and challenges.
All right, good evening, gentlemen. So big win for me was I did my final change of responsibility a couple weeks ago. It's been beautiful. I think it's the first time in 20 years I have no responsibility in the military, the Army. My phone haven't rang for three weeks. No group chat. I haven't checked my email. And the building hasn't burnt down, so I don't think they don't miss me. But
There's
that's
always
been
somebody
great.
to fill that gap, isn't there?
Yeah, I know. So it's great. Been onboarding. So we start with Morgan Stanley on the 17th. Been doing all that onboarding. Looking forward to get started on the 17th with that fellowship. Been talking to my supervisors and everybody at Morgan Stanley that have reached out to me, and very, very warm welcome. Really glad that I was able to be part of this company. And then start the Hiring Our Heroes Fellowship as well. That's the program. It actually starts Monday. So looking forward to getting that started. with the San Antonio group. And Olivia has reached out to us. It looks like pretty good syllabus she sent out. So looking forward to engaging and getting that process completed. And then another small win was had a great time for the holidays with my wife's family. Can't say that always happens, but I don't know. This year just seemed a lot better. I know we went out there to Tucson and hung out, and my kids, their kids, and I think it's the first time in a long time we just had a great time, and it was a great setting. So I was really happy for that. In terms of challenges, so I am in the window to do my BDD, my BBD or whatever VA claim. So I'm working on that. I actually put together my entire packet today. I'm just waiting on my medical records, but we're a little slow here in Fort Bliss. So it's been about almost 2 months since I submit the request. So hopefully I can get that here shortly. But when I did submit it, they say they are very backed up. They have one of the biggest hospitals in the Army. So it's a lot of requests that goes through them. So just waiting to get that. But in the meantime, I've been dedicating some time every day to look at the records I can on the TRICARE portal, look through the 38 CFR, really understand, the verbiage and the ratings, and also the DBQ, the questionnaire that they utilize in those exams to make sure I'm saying the verbatim, the words that I need to say for each percentage that I think I should be at. So just looking forward to that. And then my last thing would just be the life insurance. So I'm actually waiting to see if I'm gonna be approved for life insurance. I actually been dealing with this for a long time. This is my second company I've been working with. I was denied the first time because it was kind of a win-lose situation because, they said go to medical and, throughout your career and get everything documented. But when it comes time for life insurance and they look through those records and your records is about that thick. So, but so it's a win-lose situation. So we'll see if I get approved. If not, and I got a backup plan. My wife's telling me just don't die over the next 30 years and you get so we'll see. And then you won't need a life insurance. So that's the only challenge. So hopefully I went through Navy Mutual. They're very good, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them on the last piece of documents I submitted, and hopefully everything works out. So that's the last piece of the puzzle for that. And hopefully that works out for me.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anybody got any feedback for anybody? Please go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. I want to talk. You just hit me on that. You know that when you get ready to retire, they offer that a certain amount I forget the program where your wife can get your retirement pay a portion of a 50% of a 50%, right?
SBP, survivor benefit.
There it is. Do the math, because me and my wife did the math. And because I can't tell you how many guys I've run into. I'm a Mason, so I deal with some of these older guys. And I hear time and time again about these guys that have been married to their wives for so long. And so, $200 a month going out, and the wife dies first. You know how much you get back? Not a freaking penny. And it takes 6 months to stop it. So what I'm telling you is do the math when you're talking about life insurance policies. And if you can figure, your health, your body, whatever. And our go break rate from when I upped my insurance policies to, said, okay, I had to live at least 21 years after I retired. Well, I'm almost there. So, hey, it's for some people, but for us, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just look at that. You're the only one who's going to be able to decide that. And the wife has to sign it. And one time you do it, it's done. You can't go back and change it though.
You have one opportunity.
One-time deal.
You have one opportunity at X number of months. I think it's like 12 months after. You have one opportunity to get out of it.
I thought I saw something that they were going to
die within
change
2
that a
years.
little bit. Where they were going to open it up because of that issue, but I don't think it's gone through yet. But I think it's in the works of potentially changing that. But then you would probably be owed back the money. Like if somebody, because they're looking at like changing that. And there was a guy that posted something on it and I can't remember his name now, but but it's a possibility maybe down the road, but it's, like you said, you got to get it done or not.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, I retired in 2009, just about the time all those insurance companies were failing and going broke and bankrupt and they couldn't back up policies. And my wife just looked at me and says, I understand the math. It's not a math issue. It's a confidence issue. And I want it. Okay. So
Don,
Everybody's
that's-
different.
everybody's different.
Yeah.
And
So
timing is all
that-
different. She wouldn't make that same decision today. She's confident of that, but it is what it is.
I mean, that's the biggest question I have as I'm starting to do the insurance piece, right? It's that confidence issue because term policies expire at some point,
Mhm.
right? And the confidence of if I'm not around, is there something? And is it worth it to me to give up a little bit of money to ensure that there's some money on the back end?
Yep.
So yeah, like to
But
your
see-
point, you know, it's
I'm gonna say there's other ways. And I'll tell you what I'm doing, believe it or not, and people don't understand it, is the house I'm building, I can't really afford. Okay, no, I'm serious. By the time I'm done with this thing, it'll be paid off in 10 years, but it's a $1.2 million home. But it'll be paid off in about 10 years from now. And that's my insurance policy because it'll always be worth 1.2 plus.
Yeah, as long as you
So,
keep it insured.
plus my other life insurance that is coming in. So she's not going to be hurting.
There you go. There you go. All right, that was good discussion. Good discussion. Insurance is a big, tough issue.
Mm.
Anybody else got anything they wanted to share on what anybody else said, or we'll go to the spotlight? There's been some good discussion. Always appreciate you guys helping each other out. That's what this is
Well,
about.
I
Right?
was-
This is your peer group. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I say with SPB, Fort Bliss, make sure you understand it. They make you sit through a 4-hour block of instructions about SPB.
Is that
But
right?
we did the math too, and we think it's not for us, and other options would be, my goal is to self-insure myself, like Mike said, Kenneth said, hopefully, after I retire, my wife works a full-time job and she's moving up in her career that we can self-insure ourselves. So if we don't get, that, hey, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, that we have a wealth that's accumulated to, in case something were to happen, it can be passed on to our kids and it'll be worth, a good chunk of change. So,
There you go.
So that is our plan. We got a couple options and stuff. So.
All right. Well, anybody got an issue that they want to bring to the group? Besides, we've already talked life insurance. Anybody got anything they're working on? Doesn't have to be a burning issue, just an issue, a thought, a question.
I do have a question. Anybody live in Dallas? I'm trying to move into Dallas in about 6 months, and I'm kind of never lived there before. So we're going out there in April to look at some houses and stuff. We're thinking about buying a house, but we might wait till January. Maybe these rates will come down a little bit from where it's at right now, maybe a little bit. We don't know. But anybody live in Dallas? Any recommendations or close by?
Just remember that
Everybody
the
here
north
knows.
part of Dallas, you got to have this.
Yep.
You
Yeah, I
gotta
know.
have
We've
some
been
serious dust on the north part of
Yeah,
Dallas.
we're going north Dallas. We're trying to go up to Melissa and Anna, which is a little bit north. So
Yeah.
we've been seeing prices a little bit.
Yeah,
Hey,
buddy.
David, reach out to Dion Myers. He's in our 7 p.m. cohort, number 2, and also Dennis Everett. If you need me to connect you to him, I will. I don't know if you know them. I know you've gone to various cohorts.
Yeah, I know
Connect-
Dion. I've
Okay.
familiar with Dion, so I reached out to him. I didn't know he was from Dallas. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
I've
up-
talked to a few people in Dallas, but I'm just trying to get a different perspective because some people will say, "Hey, check this town out," and other people be like, "No, not that town. Check this other
Yep.
town out." So
It's all based upon experience, right?
exactly. So we're gonna drive out there and we're gonna look at every single town and see how things look. So.
There you go. There's some nice areas up there. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else. Dennis Everett, he just talked about he's there. I know some other folks. So if you want some other names, let me know. Does anybody else know a name that's in our MTR or nope? Okay. Anybody else got a question? Thanks, David. Good
I
question.
don't know anything about Dallas, but if you look 4 hours north, Oklahoma City is super military friendly. Tinker Air Force Base is there. I know you guys are really Texas heavy in this MTR cohort, but I liked Oklahoma when I was there. Something to consider.
Yeah. I'm trying to stay in Texas because if I could get that 100%, I was looking at his property
True,
tax,
true.
Oh yeah.
and they were
And then,
looking pretty good. So I'm trying to stay in that Texas area.
That's
You
a
got
big
Texas,
thing.
you got the Texas Land Board. Man, I'm telling you what, man, you can get some serious land cheap.
Yep. Yep. I didn't think
Yeah, and
the
a lot
100%.
of those states will like the only thing they'll do, like up north, and some of these places, you get 50% off your fishing license. Whoop-de-doo. That's your only Texas, that's your only state benefit. Texas does it up. Yeah. I don't know about Oklahoma though.
Yep. And they've got billions and billions and billions in their coffers. The state does, because of all the oil and stuff. So
Oh yeah,
it's
and by the way, that
probably
is
not going to
also
change.
that is also not only just for you, your property tax, your wife gets it also in case you die, as long as she stays in the state of Texas.
That's good to know.
Oh yeah.
Thanks. That's a question my wife asked me. I think she's trying to kill me. I don't know what she
Yep.
keep bringing up, but she asked me that the other day. She's like, "What happens if you pass away? Is this property tax still good?" She
Yep.
actually asked me that question. So thank
Yep,
you. We were going to
exactly.
ask that question.
She gets it also.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Then when you get
But
to
I think
60,
she loses, she remarries. So hey.
yeah. So when you get to be the 63 and you start looking at the Medicare decision, like I am, Matt's already gone through it. And then you got to think through some of the thoughts on those different pieces. All right. Anybody else got a question?
Has anybody used a program called Teal? It's a job tracking program. Yeah. So you recommend it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
It's a simple way to keep track of jobs you've applied to.
Okay.
I didn't use their resume builder that was in there just because I preferred JobScan for tailoring resumes.
Okay.
But as far as tracking them, it was very helpful because you can, click what day you applied and, how interested you are in the position. And, then it'll send you follow-up reminders and say, well, you applied for this 2 weeks ago, it's time to send a reminder notice or, contact the company, or you've interviewed once, send your thank you note, that kind of thing. It was helpful.
Yeah, I saw that and it looked pretty interesting. So I was thinking about doing it, but it's like everything else. There's so many different things out there. Is it really
And
worth it?
it has a Chrome extension on there. So you can, just if you're looking at a job posting on LinkedIn or Indeed, you can just click add to your Teal list and it'll automatically put it in there. And then you can go back in and, change the data for, what you actually think of it.
And then there's a way to save your job postings as well, like the actual job posting, I think. Or at least I
Yeah,
saw something on that.
it pulls
that-
it into there. And, when you click on it,
Yeah.
and, I found that helpful for, I would go through and, select a bunch of jobs or potential jobs I was interested in, and then
Yeah.
go back and tailor my resume. And, if I go through there, then I'd had the entire job description to look at.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know, some people have said it's a good recommendation no matter what to save that, like, and that program does it. So I was thinking about using it.
And it's free.
There you go. You gotta love it when it's good and it's free.
Hmm.
Yeah. What else? Anybody? What are you guys focusing in on for 2023? This is not accountability. You got any kind of things that you said, hey, it didn't work right in 2022? I'm going to knock this one out in 2023. Kind of goes back to the education moment, wheel of life, priority area.
I would say for me, my focus is just really a lot of growth. I might be going about this the wrong way, but I know a lot of people retire and they try to take a back seat and, just kind of, but I really want to, get involved in the corporate world and my new job and really grow and,
Good for you.
go at it the same way I went at it with the last 20 years and try to be just as successful. I really want to, take advantage. So I'm not ready to, work at the gym and hand out towels or,
Walmart
I really
greeter.
want, for real. Yeah. I'm really excited about it. I might change my mind in 6-7 months and I'm like, whoa, hold up. So I'm gonna really, try to, go in there and try to, do as well as I can and network and, and really to be part of the team and, see where it takes me over the next, 5, 6, 10 years, before I'm ready to kind of really sit back. You know, I'm only 43. I think I'm still young. I still got a couple years in me. So, you know, before I really ready to sit back and then, you know, just go fishing and, you know, but I'm gonna still have time to take care, have fun. But I'm just really want to focus on growth this year and, you know, really get involved in this new chapter of my life.
Yep. You know, somebody said the word retirement doesn't show up in the Bible, but it does say use your skills, right? So that's where I'm going at. I like that, David. Thanks. Anybody else? Were you guys successful in 2022?
Yeah, I got the job.
Okay, you got the job. There you go.
There you go.
That's what you shared. Nick, kind of yes and no.
Yeah, you know,
A tough year, wasn't it?
yes, it was. You know, I probably didn't apply myself as much as I should have. Didn't, you know, the hiring our heroes didn't turn out the way I wanted it to at all. But in the end, it looks like I'm going to get the job I initially wanted. So, you know, there were definitely some things that could have gone better. But, you know, hopefully once I get this job offer in the next couple of days, it'll be exactly, you know, what I'm expecting.
Good. Did you say what level it is? Is it a 13?
Well,
12? 12?
yeah,
But you got progression potential. You're fairly young still too, right?
kind of.
Yeah, but it's a 12. You got any steps?
What's that?
You got any steps
No,
on it?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Still waiting on HR's been taking like 2 months to work on this.
Yeah.
So,
Aaron
Nick,
Aaron Leroy in our group 3, 10 o'clock Tuesday. He's been working for several months on a step increase before he accepts it. Now it's taken quite a while. I mean, we're taking several months, but it's going to be worth it for him. So if you ever
so
want to
Nick,
negotiate on that, he'd be a good resource. Go ahead, Tim.
yeah. So Nick, so you're aware of it. Maybe you already know this, but it's extreme. It is vital that you focus on that as you come into the government, because none of those are options once you're in. None of those hiring incentives are available to you once you're a GS employee. It's only when you come in. So, like to Don's point, different HR organizations, the Army might be quicker. The Department of the Navy, CONUS is pretty good. OCONUS is a pain in my ass every single day with hiring processes. So extremely important, and understand that it may take some time because the people that are hiring you may want to give you that step. We have to fill out paperwork, goes to HR, and then we're at the mercy of them to process it. So, but I cannot emphasize this enough. The only hiring incentive that you can get once you're already an employee is the relocation expense if you move someplace. That's it.
Yep.
Thank
Good
you.
one.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks, Tim.
We got time for maybe one more thought before we jump to accountability. We're at 10
On
after.
on that, what are other good hiring incentives within the federal system that you could be looking at? Besides,
They can
step
offer,
increase?
yes, step increases, sign-on bonuses, which sometimes comes with a length of time commitment that gets paid over different years, depending on how they structure it. Leave accrual, which if you've done a career, you're almost always gonna, you retire, you're almost always gonna hit the max of 8 hours of pay period. I mean, again, it's paperwork they got to put together, but you're probably going to hit it if you've done 15 years or more. Those are the, there may be some other ones I'm forgetting about, but those are really the big ones. And bonuses are usually somewhere between 10 and 25% of the salary is kind of the window. It'll all come down to the funding availability from your unit, the managed to payroll piece of it, and what can be afforded. But those are the big ones. OPM.gov. You can find the rules for the government on what's set for hiring.
There you go.
But like Tim was saying, man, that step is really the critical one.
Mhm.
That's really critical.
Yeah, it's because steps 1 through 4 are kind of automatic each year. Once you get to step 4, it's every 2 years, unless you're getting a quality step increase as a bonus from uh, uh, whatever your unit calls it. We call them performance boards. But and you can only get like that once, and you'd have to skip a year. So to get to step 6, if you start at step 1 and you don't get any QSIs, you are talking a minimum of 8 years before you get to step 6 if you start at step 1. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's taken Aaron, I want to say at least 3 months, maybe 4 months to get, but he's going to get a step 5, I think he said, from a 1. So that's going to be huge.
Yeah. yeah, it's probably about a $25,000 or $30,000
Mhm.
depending on locality pay. Yeah. So
Yep. Yeah, he'll be San Antonio,
yeah,
but he
yeah,
just
I
had
do.
to.
I'm not.
I would say he had to negotiate 6 days consecutive in DC a month, so he'll be up there. But
Yeah.
hey, he said more than worth it.
Oh,
Go ahead, Tim.
telework. Yeah, telework. Yeah. Yeah, anybody, if I'm not an HR person, but I do a ton of hiring stuff for our folks, and I work with HR but actual HR folks very closely. So if you want to bend my ear, have questions, feel free to reach out. And
Yeah,
if I don't know it, I can certainly get the information pretty easily. So
excellent. All right, we're at the time here with accountability. I'm going to start at the bottom of my screen, opposite of what we did earlier. So David, do about 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds each.
Okay. Yeah. For me, it's just to upskilling. So as I move into this fellowship, I don't want to get too complacent. So I'm just continue, working on my my skills. So for me, this month over the next 2 weeks, it's Microsoft Office skills. So try to improve my, Excel, PowerPoint, and my Microsoft Word, and even my typing skills as well. So just upskilling and continue to work on those, those minor things.
Is this like LinkedIn training you're going to use, or?
Actually, no, I've been using Udemy. I actually found a really good couple classes with Udemy and some good instructors that I really, really like. I've been using there for a little bit, and so I'm gonna continue with Udemy.
Okay, sounds good. Carlton.
Yes, I need to work on my just trying settling down with my job, let my changeover guy take care of a lot of that business, and then doing the pre-course stuff for my PMP course.
Okay. Mike.
Yeah, just I can't really start anything till I get with the company. I can't make calls and do all this stuff. Just get ready to get back on the horse again.
Kind of the mental prep.
I'm mentally there. That's just is knowing the ins and outs and the levels of entry and what we do and how they do it. That's what I got to work on.
Okay.
Mentally, oh hell yeah, let's go.
Yep. All right, Nick.
I am in the process of appealing an unfavorable decision on the life insurance, and I'm going to get that done and submit it.
All right. Deandra.
Yes, my accountability is just staying engaged and staying the course. Got a lot of opportunities out there, just narrowing it down and just staying focused so I can make an informed decision and for me and my family moving forward. And also part of it as well as what Kenneth was talking about was meeting with the POC from the Texas Land Board as well. I'm looking for land so we find out where we're going to stay at as well. Yes.
Cool. Cool. Anthony.
I got a couple of things. I guess I gotta iron out one of my tenants from my property is moving out, so I gotta get that ironed out. They're gonna probably break their lease early, so I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna look into that teal program. I might get that going, so I have that up and running. We're moving forward. Sounds pretty good. I appreciate the information, Nick.
Yeah.
And then I mean, hopefully tomorrow I get a signed document and I can move forward. I have drill this weekend and then I start the hiring our heroes on Monday. So I got a lot going on, but try to knock those out and move forward. So
All right. Good stuff. And Tim.
Sure. Yeah. So I am going to finish the PMP application. Again, I just need to sit down and do it. Got everything written out so I can submit it and get that hopefully approved and sit for the test. Start some pre-work for 4 block. There's like some videos and stuff they want us to do, I think, for
Mhm.
the introduction and prep. And so I need to carve out some time to sit down and do that. So I'm not trying to do that last minute before we start at the end of the month. And so I'm going to a 50 strong event, hiring event on the 19th. So I'll update that afternoon and that meeting that night, how that went.
Okay.
And then informational interviews. Got a few that I'm talking to people about doing, but I haven't scheduled the time with them yet. But they're people I know that I just haven't talked to in a bit. So it's not a new connection. It's just an old connection. So
Yeah.
we're getting those
Good.
locked in.
Good. Hey, on 4 block, one thing, make sure you set aside some time in your schedule for once it starts the next 10 weeks. I see too many people get caught up and they don't have enough time in their schedule to work all the, because it's moving right along, and there's time every week with videos and work and stuff like that. You're probably ahead on a bunch of those, like with LinkedIn and resume and stuff like that, but
No, yeah, definitely. I need to sit down with my boss and let him know that I'm in it,
Mhm.
just so he's aware. But again, as I've said before, extremely supportive.
Good.
My intent is to telework on those days because it's midday, so that way I can do a little bit of work in the morning, have some time before, sit down and do the block, have a little time after, and then hopefully that opens up and frees up some time for me as well to, in addition to other time I know I need to block off for, but I'm committed to it. So
Good. Yeah. Hey, you're gonna love it. I tell you, the insights you get from those companies, oh my God, it's great. It's so good. Nick's shaking his head up
yeah,
and down. So is David.
yeah,
Yep. All
yeah.
right. I
I
know I'm
look
well
forward to
over.
it.
I know I'm well over. I apologize, but great conversation between each of you guys, helping each other. So much good stuff happening in this cohort, and just encourage you to keep. Don't wait for 2 weeks. If you have a question for Matt or I, reach out to this group here. This is your support group, right? So you can definitely ping them and ask questions. Anybody else got anything? Happy New Year. Have a great couple weeks. Look forward to hearing the status. 2 weeks. Keep
Have a good
charging.
night.
I'm not here next week,
Good
remember?
seeing everybody.
Gotcha.
Have a great night.
I'll write you down here, Mike.
Hey, Don, can I chat with you for just a minute?
Sure.
When-
Anytime.
So,
What's happening?
I've got a tentative selection for a reserve unit
Cool.
when I leave active duty. It's actually my old unit when I was an Army ROTC instructor.
Oh, is that right?
They want me to come back as a reservist and support them, which it was probably the most fun assignment I ever had. So I really look forward to it. But one of the constraints is that they want me to attend their labs on Thursday nights. So
Okay.
I may have to find another group or something
Okay.
when that occurs.
Okay. Sounds good. When is that going to happen? You think
Officially,
possibly?
it won't happen. Officially, it won't happen until mid-February, but
Okay.
the semester begins in about a few weeks, and I might try to see if I can start, showing up a little bit ahead of time just to start mingling and, get in with the kids.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 options, right? We got 4 other cohorts, probably, because the entrepreneur one probably won't help you as much. So Tuesday 7, Tuesday 10, Thursday 4, Thursday 7. So
Okay.
if you need to jump into one of those, the option also is alumni, right? You've been in this for quite a while. This is you've been a long-term member. So if alumni is the right decision at that point, you can always come back whenever you can. You're never limited, but it just kind of becomes on your choice. So so let us know what will serve you best at that time.
Okay.
But
That sounds great.
if you have that job offer in hand from the Corps, which, man, I'm going to keep praying for that. That is so good.
Yeah.
We've been praying hard already, and that would be
Yeah.
an answer to prayer.
I've been trying to, I mean, they initially said they wanted me in early November. And, I've been trying to show that I'm interested and, get status updates without, alienating the people I'm gonna work with. So I've been just every 2 or 3 weeks I hit them and, have you heard of status? Here's where I am. And today I said, hey, I'm out of the Army the 1st of February and I'm getting kind of nervous about being unemployed. If this isn't gonna work, I really need to know. And so that's when I got the response that the hiring action's been created. HR is supposed to be sending me a tentative offer.
Excellent. Yeah, shoot Matt and I a note when you get it. That's gonna be a
Okay.
celebration.
All right.
Yeah, love it. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Yeah, just let us know in February. I mean, if it's in February and you're already out and you're getting ready to start the other job, man, it's
So officially, what the reserve guys are saying is I need to be done with active duty February 1st before I hit the IRR list. And then which takes about 10 days. Once I hit that list, then they can pull me into the reserve.
okay.
So I'm looking at officially mid-February. But like I said, I'm gonna go stop in and talk to them next week possibly. And then, maybe while I'm still on terminal leave, hop in here and there and see where I can insert
There you go.
myself
There you go.
unofficially.
That'll be nice too, because you get to take all that active duty time in as full-time years into the reserve, which will really boost that retirement when you hit to
Yeah.
59 or whatever it is, 59 and a half.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
which, I mean, it's from what I've been told, if you have over 10 years of active duty, it actually drops it down to age 50. And so,
Oh, okay.
I'm 41 now, so I got another 4 years minimum till I can even retire. So it's not that far out.
Yep. That's a nice financial decision right there. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm excited for you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's been a long haul for you, and you've
Yeah, I
stayed
was
patient, you've stayed focused.
3 years ago. I was on the initial call before MTR existed. So
That's right.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it'll be fun to put you in alumni and say, yeah. Because people have
Finally.
asked us, said, how long can somebody stay? We said, hey, they can stay as long as they need to stay.
Yeah.
And some people stay 2 to 3 months. Some people like you, almost 3 years. Yep. Appreciate your commitment.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
You betcha. You have a great couple weeks.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.